You remember we talked 6 months ago about that?
Yes.
I want to sign a lease and spend a couple $100,000 and put some new equipment in there. Nothing's changed. I just set my calendar for 6 months so I could reach back out and see if you want to wheel and deal. Simple stuff.
Give me 30 days and call me back.
30 days.
Mm-hmm.
I will set the calendar. Let me ask one more thing. Why are we waiting 30 more days?
Why? Because I'm going to be in town. So, and I don't know what we talked about, so I can go back to my notes. And
sure.
I think you wanted something, and we bought
I can refresh your memory.
Okay.
I've been doing this for 15 years. I got burnt, if you will, when I started in the laundromat business because I bought a store. I gave somebody money for their failure. You know, nobody's successful cash business. I didn't know that. And since then, I've opened 32 stores, looking for another one in Mesa, and I look for infrastructure. So I'm looking for the gas, water, electric. You know, I lay my cards on the table. It's not a glamorous business. It's not sexy. We put together a letter of intent for you. We're not quite there yet. Last time we talked, I told you that I need some rent abatement up front, and you said you don't give free rent. But I told you I'd call you back in 6 months, so here we are.
Mm-hmm.
You'd be collecting rent tomorrow. You know, whether or not you're in town or whether you have...
Yeah, still if you were, I don't know, something was not acceptable, so...
We never talked terms. We never got there.
Mm-hmm. So what are you willing to offer?
What's the square footage?
Okay,
you don't have your notes in front of you.
No, I know it's over 2,000 feet.
Okay. Well, I've been there. I physically walked the store, what we could see through the windows. I don't just call out of the newspaper. I know that you're not listing the space. What is my offer? What I need from you is the reasonable commensurate rent. I can't make the offer. I don't know if you own the building. I don't know if you have a hefty mortgage. You know, that's up to you. So
no, we don't have any of that.
Good. So what is, on a 15-year term, what's your ask?
We don't give 15-year term. We do five years.
Yeah, that's fine. I can do 5 and 2 additional 5s, but for a laundromat, and I don't mean to school you in this type of thing, but I can't certainly dip my toe in the water. I can't just do a 5-year term and not have any runway because, again, it's not a dollar store. It's not a nail salon. I don't understand or know how those businesses work, but I know that one of them relies on human beings. The other one relies on product. And for us, it's all about that equipment. So I'm going to be spending literally hundreds of thousands of dollars on washers and dryers, change machines, folding tables. And, you know, whether or not I own the space is a different modus operandi. But if you can I'm fine with several 5-year options. But
no, I mean, if you go 5, we'll give you additional 5, basically. We don't go, multiple. I mean, again, landlord is there to keep his tenants happy, but the option only goes one way. It doesn't go 2-way. So when you sign 5 years, we'll give you additional 5 years option.
Right. That's fine. I'm not saying I need a 10-year lease ironclad if it's a 5 and a 5 and a 5. You're the landlord, correct? This is your building.
Yes.
Okay. Every 7 years, I retool the store, meaning it's going to need equipment. A well-run laundromat is going to need new equipment every 7 years. That's why we do 50, because I want to have that. I know in my mind that when that time comes, I'm not going to wonder, am I going to shut the store? Am I going to walk away? I don't want to do that. I want to retool at least once so it works well. It's 14 and a half, 15 years. Again, the question is up to you. If it's 2,000 square feet, what's the ask? What do you need in rent?
I mean, I think it's more, I want to say it's between 2 to 2,500, but if you want to go measure it, and
yeah, we can get there.
So what type of rent abatement you're talking about? So this is where I think we stopped last time.
Well, 6 months ago, I told you that typically I ask for 12 months.
Yeah.
And, you said basically that was...
I don't know. Exactly.
I'm a reasonable man. It's been 6 months now.
I mean, as far as stays empty, I'm not worrying about it, but I'm not going to give things away. So I give whatever is reasonable away.
Sure.
So I can understand month 2 or 3, but beyond that, it's just we just don't continue talking. So if you get beyond 90 days, we're not here.
So rent abatement for me, Jimmy, is all about, it's not about getting the doors open, okay? It's not a McDonald's. I don't have people lined up at the drive-through waiting to get in on day one. For me, rent abatement is the fact that we have to bring every single customer back. This is a closed operation. Laundromat customers are a different animal, a different entity. These customers, I understand their mentality. It's predominantly word of mouth. We can paper the neighborhoods. We have a huge internet presence. We think differently about our customers. We're not a national chain, but I act that way. You know, we have internet-driven cameras in the stores. We open the Wi-Fi portal to the customers. We do everything differently.
I'm sure you said like you know what you're doing, so.
Okay. So you're looking to hang up
but
the phone.
again, at the end of the day, this is a cost of doing business for you. I cannot come and abate rent for you to conduct. If you're going to lose money the first 6 months, you just got to add it to your costs, and that's how people do business. Landlord is not. I'm not here to give you free rent.
Jimmy, I was born and raised in Brooklyn. You're like me. You talk fast. You understand business. I've asked you a question 3 times. What's your ask?
$2,500.
$2,500
a month.
Knowing what the square footage is, and you're saying that rent abatement at 12 months won't work. I can send you a letter of intent. What's your email address? Is that Italian, Jimmy?
Yeah.
A little bit. Annie D'Angelo. All right, my partner is Mr. Johnson. I will send you an LOI. I'm going to ask for 6 months of rent abatement. You can ignore it. You can write back. I can call you back in 6 months, and I'm not here to laugh at you, but we've already wasted 6 months. I want to start swinging hammers and spend some money here. If it's 2,500 square feet, it's going to cost me literally, I pay $100 a square foot to make these places operate. And I don't know if you want to sell the building, if that's why you're concerned for a long-term lease. No. But if you're going to keep it, what you have in us, we put in high-intensity T8 lighting. We change everything. We change it. Laundromats are shitty, right, Jimmy? Who wants a laundromat? Not the way we run them. I'll send you an LOI.
Okay, thanks.
Fucking horse trading. Last time, he hung up the phone after 2 seconds because, I don't give free rent. Now he's going to give you 6 months. You watch.
Hey, he remembered who you were. He was trying to act like he didn't at first, but he knew exactly.
There was something that I didn't like. All right, that was a good call. I'll send you the paperwork. Let's get the LOI done.
Okay.